Hello and welcome to Taste of Torrance. I'm your host, Kirk Leins. Now, here at the Rolling Hills Plaza, there are a lot of cuisines you can try. But right behind me is a little gem you won't want to miss. It's called Broth Noodle House, and you cannot find it anywhere else. What do you say we go take a look? Now, the ambiance in here is really great, but from what I hear, the food's even better. Broth Noodle House is Vietnamese inspired, and as you can probably tell by the name, they serve up fresh noodle soups every day. Now, with me today is Ray Hojat, who is the brand manager for Broth. Ray, how are you?
Pleasure.
Thank you. Thank you for having us, first of all.
Absolutely, thanks for coming.
So Ray, tell us a little bit about the history of Broth, because it's an interesting one.
Absolutely. So Broth has been here for about a year. It was under the name Mrs. A. And we came in and rebranded it. And you know, me and the owner had met. I was frequenting the restaurant. And
so you were actually a customer of Broth?
I was a customer, yeah.
Okay, all right, great.
And you know, we decided the message wasn't getting out about what this really was and how good it was and how it was made. You know, there's a lot that goes into the soup. So.
Well, okay, so how is it made? What are we talking about? What's the concept of Broth?
Absolutely. So we're talking about a fresh noodle soup. You know, no powders. Health factors are there. No MSG added. Fresh noodles delivered daily. You know, the broths are cooked for 7 hours every morning, fresh. You know, not your traditional.
This is such an interesting, you know, plaza that we're in here because there are a lot of different choices.
Sure.
How do you see Broth fitting in with all those choices here?
Absolutely. Well, you know, as we know, down here we have Whole Foods, we have Trader Joe's. This is a healthy community, a health-conscious community. The beach cities are here. You know, Broth really does accommodate that with their ingredients and with their style of cooking.
Sort of playing for a captive audience.
Absolutely.
If you will.
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay, now, I understand the owners here. Actually, I can smell them cooking in the back. Is there any chance I could go meet them?
Yeah, absolutely. Let's do it.
Awesome. Thanks.
All right.
I'm back in the kitchen with Chef Wong Dang. Chef, how are you?
I'm good. How are you? Thanks for coming.
Yeah, well, thank you for having us.
Of course.
Now, Ray was telling us about the quality of the ingredients that you use. I was hoping that I could get a run through from some of these, or for some of these from you.
Sure.
Tell me about them.
So all the ingredients that you see here, right here, pretty much I pick up everything in the morning.
Every single day?
Every single day, especially the noodles. So they are fresh, made daily.
And that's a big, I mean, those noodles are very delicate. I would imagine that makes just a humongous difference.
Of course. And then if we don't sell out these noodles, we just throw them away and we get new one the next day.
Wow.
And then you can see all these green onion, cilantro, brown onion, shallot, and tomatoes. They are all organic. And even the tofu is organic.
And what I'm seeing here, is this sort of the basis of most of your soups and the broth?
Yes, yes.
Now this is maybe, quite possibly, the most magnificent piece of cinnamon I have ever seen in my life. This is, where would someone procure something like this? Where would I get this?
You know, I can't really tell you where to get it because even for me, every time when I want to get something like this, I have to ask around.
It's like the stock market. It's different every day.
Exactly. And then sometimes we run out of green onion, and then we have to go to Whole Foods instead of go to the farmer market to get organic ingredients.
Wow, wow. Now, tell me a little bit. You know, when I think of Vietnamese broth with noodles, I think of pho.
Of course.
Is what you're making here? Is it pho?
You know, it's. The concept, when we call something pho in Vietnam, we only mean the flat rice noodles.
Really?
But people here, when they think about Vietnamese noodle soup, they think everything is pho. But that's actually not true. So what you're seeing here, the flat rice noodle, everything that you have this noodle in it, we call it pho.
So if you made a noodle dish with that noodle,
we call it pho.
You call it, okay, you know what? Talk about learning something new every day. I did not know that. Now with what I know is pho, normally I would receive this noodle. Yeah. But that's not even pho.
Yeah, this noodle we call it bun, B-U-N.
Bun, yes. So, and that dish, I'm familiar with that as being a noodle dish with the egg rolls and the lettuce and the sauce and Okay, wow. So what you're doing here is you're not going to call it pho because
Sure.
it's just a
Vietnamese noodle soup, rice noodle soup, I would say so.
What are some of the other like health benefits to having this type of soup on a semi-regular basis at least?
So I would say this soup, you have the carb, and then you have all the protein from the meat, and you also get all the benefit of all the vegetable in here.
I know that in Vietnam, it's really like the sign of quality is the clearer the better.
True.
Right? But just because it's clear doesn't mean it's without flavor. It's actually the opposite. And I think that's what's so amazing is how you have this clear broth, but it just sings with flavor.
That's true.
Right? And so that is just a culmination of all the things you see here being cooked down to their essence.
That's it.
So it's almost like, I would have to think, it's almost like drinking a detox every day.
Yeah, and you have everything in one.
Now, talk to me about your experience. You're from Vietnam. Were you a chef back there?
No, I actually I left Vietnam when I was 18 years old.
Okay.
And I went to Paris for my undergrad.
Okay.
And then I came to the U.S. Back in 2010. I used to have a 9-to-5 job too, back before I had this restaurant, and then I was eating out a lot.
You don't have a 9-to-5 job anymore, do you?
Yeah, I don't have that 9-to-5 job anymore.
No,
it's more like 14 hours, 16 hours job.
Right, there you go.
But I'm happy because this is
Good.
me. This is me. Because everything you see here, all the fresh thing, is me. Because this is how I eat it.
That's really nice. That's like one of the neatest things I think I've heard an owner say. I mean, and I would think that that's something that helps you set yourself apart from other restaurants, right? I mean, anybody can make anything and sell it, but to actually represent and say, this is what I eat, this is how I live, that's really a nice thing.
Sure.
Beautiful. Well, listen, I have to tell you, the smell in here is incredible.
Thank you.
My mouth is watering. Would it be too much trouble if I asked you to maybe put together a little tasting
Not
menu?
at all, not at all.
All right.
I have it right out for you.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Sure.
All right. Wow. Look at that. That looks pretty amazing. All right. So, chef, tell me, what do we have here? You've brought two of your soups out. What am I looking at?
Sure, so this is a beef noodle soup that comes with the medium rare Angus beef and flat rice noodles.
Okay.
And this one right here is a seafood noodle soup that we have. It comes with shrimp, squid, you have tofu, you have mushroom, and you have tomatoes in it, and it comes with the round thin noodles.
And are the broths the same?
They are totally different. So this is beef-based broth,
Okay.
and this is pork-based broth.
Oh, great. Okay, what would you suggest I try first?
I would try the seafood first. Thing is, this is a little bit stronger taste.
Okay, makes sense. Makes sense. And while I love chili sauce and I am going to put some on, I want to try the broth
Of course,
first.
I would
'cause
do that.
Okay, good call there. Let's see here. Smells delicious.
Thank you.
Oh wow. Yeah, that is some really deep and intense flavored broth, and it's so beautiful. It's like crystal clear.
Thank you.
Very. Now, let me ask you, how long does a broth like this cook for?
It takes a little bit over 7 hours to cook the whole thing.
Wow, 7 hours.
7 hours.
7 hours. So would this be considered a bone broth?
Bone and then meat too.
Okay. And I know there's a lot of healthful aspects to bone broth, correct?
Yeah.
Good for things like your immune system and whatnot.
So it increases your bone density as well when you have it like regularly.
Beautiful. All right, let me try some of these noodles. And is it polite to slurp? Am I okay to slurp?
No problem. That's
All
how
right.
we do it.
You know what? You're right. You can tell the difference in these noodles. That is not your typical noodle that you would get if you go to a place and order any sort of Vietnamese soup.
Sure.
Definitely tell the difference. A little bit more elastic, and also they separated. There's no
Yeah, because
sticking.
it's fresh.
That's what happens there. Am I looking at? Is this squid here?
Yeah, that's squid.
Okay. Perfect. Not chewy. Really good.
Thank you, Kurt.
I really want to try this mushroom too.
You should.
Looks so meaty and delicious. Let's see here. Wow. That is delicious.
Thank you, Kurt.
That is. What kind of mushroom is that?
It's a shiitake mushroom.
It is shiitake.
Yeah, and it's actually the most expensive ingredient that we have in this restaurant.
Wow, that is a really hearty shiitake mushroom.
Yes, it's really huge and it's very hard to get.
Really?
Yes.
So that's actually the most expensive thing that's in this bowl?
Yes, and it's a AAA grade shiitake, so it's the highest grade shiitake. So that's why.
Well, you know, and I think that that's really the neat thing that you've done here, because what you've done is you've taken this food that's from your culture and you've elevated it, but not by changing the ingredients, but by really using the best ingredients possible.
Yes, Kurt.
That's really fantastic, and it shows.
Thank you.
This is awesome. I could eat the whole bowl, but I think I have to go on too.
Sure, why not?
You know, you don't have a very big menu, do you?
We don't focus on quantity, we focus more on quality.
So
that's why we have a couple of items.
How many different soups do you?
We have 4 different broths, and then 5 different
soups. And then you can also create your own as well, too, right?
Of course. If you want to customize it, if you want some shrimp for your beef broth, we could do that.
Okay. Let me see here. Now this is the beef broth. Oh wow.
It's way stronger, right?
Wow.
Way
Yeah.
strong. Yeah.
That's. And you know what? I'm really tasting the spices in this one.
Sure.
Really tasting the star anise, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Great. Oh man, that really goes so nicely with beef.
Thank you.
Really nice. Speaking of which, I gotta try some of the beef. And are these are different noodles too? This is a flat
Yes.
noodle here. Let's see, get some beef here. Mmm. Delicious. It's so good. Wow. You know what's funny? When you think of soup, you think of that meal that you have at the end of the day when it's a really, really cold day.
Sure.
But here we are in summertime, and it's just perfect. It's just perfect. But not every soup can do that. This is, you know what I mean?
That's true.
Says a lot. Says a lot. And then now this is, as you can see, is a flatter noodle. Mmm. Yeah, really major difference. Major difference. It's the difference of having like fresh pasta and that's been made for you and a dried pasta.
True.
Not that dried pasta is bad. It's good. It has its purpose. This is really nice.
Thank you, Kurt.
Excellent. And what are we looking at in terms of like what we can expect if eating more soups like this on a regular basis? What kind of improvements in our health would you?
I would say improve your health in every way, because you have, like I already mentioned when we were in the back, that you have fiber that comes from all the vegetable that we use to cook the broth. You have protein from one of the best meat, Angus beef,
Right.
and you have the best carb, which come from the fresh rice noodles.
Now, your chili sauce here, is that something you make as well?
Yes, we do make this in-house.
But you're not even buying the chili sauce, you're making
Yeah, we
this.
try to make everything.
And how hot can I expect this to be?
Not very hot, but it adds a little bit of flavor in the soup for you.
Oh my gosh, are you kidding me? I'd put this on everything. I would put this on
Just
everything.
try a little bit of that.
This
yeah,
is so good. Wow. Yeah, I would put this on a lot of different things. That's really delicious. What's in there?
So basically, it's just Thai chili and some vinegar and garlic in it. So you can taste a little bit kind of garlicky taste.
Mm-hmm. So good.
Thank you, Kurt.
So, Chef, I've tried the seafood and the beef. What other flavors do you offer?
So we have chicken soup.
Okay.
And then we also have a 100% vegetable broth,
Oh, okay.
vegetarian soup.
What's your most popular here?
The most popular one, of course, is the beef. And then the seafood is actually the second most popular.
Okay. Okay, so we're talking about
Yes.
number 1 and 2 right
That's
here.
it, yeah.
All right, so when I was talking to Ray, he was touching briefly on the fact that there's no MSG in this, right?
There's no MSG added in it.
Really? And was that a personal decision, or how'd that come?
Yeah, that actually comes from me because I was so sick while having food outside.
Really?
So, and then I know that they use a lot of MSG, so that's when I decided to have my own thing. I want to bring, because I know there's people like me.
Right.
There are people who can't eat, gluten, MSG or dairy.
Well, sure. And since since these are rice noodles, there's no gluten either.
Yeah.
And then also no dairy to be seen.
That's it.
And you've got you said the veggie broth that's completely actually vegan.
Correct.
So there's really not a single person who couldn't find something to eat.
You're right. You're right. You're right.
There's literally
You're
a dish on this menu for every single person.
Sure.
That is fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. So what's the next step for you guys? What do you see happening with broth? What's the future?
We would love to expand the menu once we have a bigger customer base to this restaurant. Of course, we're just focusing on the broth, but then later on we want to have maybe rice dishes. We want to expand more to different type of food as well, not just limiting.
Well, in my personal opinion, I got to tell you, what you have here is great. What you have here is great. I mean, I personally don't know how much more you need than what you've already got. And the thing that I love is that, you know, with a soup like this, broth is the king.
Sure.
It really is. And you didn't just name your restaurant Broth, you actually put it to practice and created just some excellent, excellent soups here.
Thank you, Kurt.
Thank you so much for
Thanks
having
for
us.
coming, Kurt.
You believe me, I will be back.
Thank you. I'll see you then.
Okay, and we are not completely done here. On the other side of town is my friend Hibah Samad. Hibah?
Thanks, Kirk. That's right. I'm here on the second floor of the Del Amo Fashion Center near Nordstrom, and we're about to venture into a store you won't want to miss. It's called Varga, and it has pinup girl inspiration with a modern touch. Let's check it out. We're finally inside. Varga is a boutique-style store that is always on trend. They have those one-of-a-kind pieces that can make any woman feel confident. And lucky for us, one of the owners is here. Let's go meet her. And here's one of the owners, Renee Tennyson. How are you?
I'm doing great.
Thank you so much for letting us come into your beautiful store.
Thank you so much.
And you are one of the owners. You own this with your sister, correct?
Yes, I have an identical twin, and she and I own all the Vargas.
And this is the 4th store, so tell me, you have 4 in Southern California. How did this dream come about?
This is our newest location that we opened. It opened in November, and it just basically came from a passion that my sister and I have, like, for fashion. And we came from the entertainment background, and then we just wanted to do something that I felt passionate about, and so we started as a little kiosk originally, and then our kiosk grew into a brick and mortar store, and then eventually it grew into a chain.
And what is your vision that you want to bring to the mall here?
We want people to feel like everything's vintage inspired. It's not vintage, but we have like a lot of vintage inspired fashions, and it's really cute, and it's really feminine, it's really girly, and a lot of women come to our store to feel like women.
And your store fits perfectly in the new
It
Del Amo
does,
Fashion
it
Center
does.
wing. So tell me why you picked this area, location.
I mean, we saw how this mall was going to turn out, and it's absolutely beautiful. If anyone's gone in this mall, it's gorgeous. I think it's one of the prettiest malls out there, and it just fits. So they approached us about doing it. We had one on the outside, but then we ended up making this store custom. We made it really girly, really. A lot of people when they come in here, they say it reminds them of like a little dollhouse, and that's kind of what we're doing.
And everything is so feminine in here, which I love.
It is, it is. A lot of women, they just come in here just to see like what decor we have, and we source a lot of our decor from a lot of antique places. We go to the Rose Bowl, so we're just looking for unique pieces that blend with the clothing.
But there's a lot more meaning to the name of the store, the theme that you have going on here, which you can't find anywhere else, really. So tell me, Varga comes from an artist, correct? He's a Peruvian artist that emphasized on pinup girls.
Yeah, the Varga is inspired by Alberto Vargas, and a lot of it's pinup inspired. So you see like a lot of the cool decor we have featuring the pinup girls, and it's just a fun, like a lot of the dresses, like these are some of our most popular dresses, but they're just fun, they're flirty. We name a lot of our dresses after like icons.
And you're bringing that pinup fashion into 2016, into this new generation. I guess what do you think that will offer to shoppers?
I think because as women, a lot of times you get used to wearing like denim and jeans, and men want to see you like in dresses and looking really pretty. And I think a lot of women, when they come in here, they're like, oh my God, God, I look so great. I never knew I could look like this. And like literally, sometimes they're crying because they feel so good about themselves. So I think that a lot of the people that come here, they discover another side of them that they haven't seen, and it's just a good, fun experience.
And we were talking about this earlier. High quality with a great price
Yes.
tag. And one of your main features in the store are like the mid-length, high-waisted skirts, the little poof, and you have them all throughout the store. So how about we go take a look?
Okay,
Sounds
okay,
good?
perfect, yeah.
Okay. So Renee, we're here in this cute flirty section, and a lot of skirts that we've been seeing on the runway are high-waisted, they have the little flare, and they have this awesome spring print. So show me what you guys have in store. You have wonderful selection.
We do, and they're constantly coming in. This one's pretty popular. It comes in like 3 different colors. It's the Maryland skirt, of course. This is another one we have, which is, it's just a fun print. They change. We have like lots of spring prints. And then, of course, if those are a little too fluffy, we can also do this kind, which is just a more fitted. This is definitely, a lot of women are into this kind of a pencil skirt. It's fun, and you'll wear it all the time. I tell women, you can get this, you can wear it day to night.
And along with these mid-length skirts, we're also seeing a lot of crop tops. What do you think that does for an outfit that maybe has like a little bit more flare, but then you have that tight fitted top? It's very flattering on many body types.
It is. You can switch it up. So it's like, the stuff's very interchangeable.
The same print on the top and on the bottom. That's a huge trend.
Yeah, you can do it. Like a lot of women, it's just, but a lot of times it looks like a dress almost, but it's 2 pieces, but if you put on a belt, it almost looks like it's one, but you actually get 2 pieces. So a lot of people are doing that. A lot of florals. I don't know if you've noticed in here, but we have a lot of florals coming in. It's spring, and we do a lot of polka dots too. Polka dots are actually one of our little trademarks. I usually pair a polka dot, like say if I were to take this one, I'm gonna pair this with something solid. You put that on together, it looks really cute. It pops.
Right, and I love the lace detail on this top. So tell me kind of like the process, your vision when you go out and you get those shipments weekly.
We're looking for things that are feminine. We're looking for things that are flirty. I'm looking for things that have like a good fit. This one, like you said, the little accent on here, just a little bit of lace, but it makes all the difference in the world, especially if you put like a little belt with it.
You and your sister work as a team. How do you figure out what the latest trends are and which trends you want to feature in your store?
It's pretty simple. She and I just go and we buy what we like. We're also looking in the fashion magazines, of course, to see like what's popular. She's got a little different style than me, so it's actually kind of good when we shop together, because mine's a little different than hers. So together we pick the best stuff.
Great, and we've picked out some wonderful pieces for our viewers, some of the top sellers. So how about we go check it out?
Okay, let's do it.
So Renee and I went throughout the store and picked out some of the cutest Varga-inspired outfits just for the viewers.
We did. This is the
this.
2-piece. This is the 2-piece we talked about. It's got like the little crop top. It's got the really cute dressy skirt. And you've got the accent belt, which is like, this comes in black, it comes in white, it's really cute.
And this adds a very feminine touch, the bow and the color.
It does. It's very whimsical.
And we've been seeing this on the runway as well, this garden floral print. It doesn't seem to go out of style. You can wear it in the summer, the spring, winter, if you pair it up with some denim, some darker colors.
This is another one of our floral features. This is the one I was telling you that's like inspired by Marilyn Monroe. We call it the Marilyn. You can see this dress comes in maybe like 50 different prints. And this is like, it says it all. You have the statement necklace.
And it looks so expensive. This material, it looks like it's silk, but it's not. I mean, kind of explain the material, because
this is like a polyester blend. Yeah,
okay.
Exactly.
And we have to talk about the accessories. It is one of the largest departments in your store.
It is. It actually is the largest department. And accessories are fun because they start anywhere from $5 and they go up. This necklace probably would be about $50.
What do you think sets your accessories apart from some of the accessories you can maybe find here at the Del Amo Fashion Center?
These are unique because they have like a little bit of a bling factor.
What about this and pairing it up with something more casual? Because this right now, the way we have it set up, is a little bit more dressier, but I want viewers to know you can dress it down.
Yeah, you could wear this with denim. Like this would be really cute with like denim and a little pink cardigan if you wanted to. You could do that. Or you could even do it with like a little knit skirt. You know, it doesn't have to be dressy because a lot of times we're not going out where you want to go, you know, totally glammed up.
Renee, it's been a pleasure. It was so much fun venturing into your store and finding all these good finds. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Best of luck to you and your sister.
Thanks, Hibah.
And for the viewers out there, thank you so much for tuning into another episode of Taste of Torrance, where fashion and food collide. I'm Hibah Samad, and I'll catch you guys next time.